Hello everybody, welcome back to the Mystic Hawk, and welcome dreamers, welcome to my dream garden. Yes, actually I did dream this garden about 2 years ago. It was January of 2020, right before all the chaos hit the United States. I started building raised beds and starting my vegetable plants indoors. I knew I've been a horticulturist, in addition to being a card reader, psychic, and all that. I actually have been a horticulturist for over 25 years, a degree in horticulture, a gardener basically. So I had a vision back in 1996, and I knew I saw this situation coming in 1996 with lots of different things. It wasn't a disease in that vision, but it was events, earthquakes and all kind of earth changes and stuff. And it could have been some kind of pandemic as well, but the earth was separated and shut down and segregated. That's what I wanted to say in that particular dream. And there were the people that lived in the city, and there was martial law in the dream, and there were those of us that lived in communities, and it was like under a dome. It was kind of like that show, The Dome, but it was reversed. People couldn't get in, but we could leave, but they couldn't get in easily. And we kind of lived in this other reality, and I kind of see that as the new earth now. Again, this was 1996 when I had this dream. So it was very powerful, and it really motivated all my choices that I made from that point on. And so into the end of 1999 and the beginning of 2000, when I decided to go back and finish up my college degree, I totally shifted from the arts and went into the sciences to get my horticulture degree, because I knew that food production and food growing was going to be extremely important. So I'm now, to YouTube, to all my friends out there in the Mystic Hawk, not only bringing crystals, I am bringing my experience with gardening. If you're interested in that, please hit the like button. If you want to see more garden videos, please comment down below and let me know, and I'll bring more and more of this to you. And let me know what you want, or if you have any garden questions, questions about how to grow certain things. I'm in the central part of the United States. The growing season's different all over the place, but I can give you some basic information now. So there it is. There's their introduction, and I have such a beautiful day. It's in the 60s in February here, and I need to turn my garden. I'll get to that later. I do have some cards for you guys if you'd like to. Spirit wanted me to do a reading for you, and I had all this work to do, and there's only one me, so we had to compromise. Win-win. You get to see me in the garden, I get to do some gardening, be out in the sunshine, and you get a reading as well. All of us do, actually. This is as much for me as it is for you. So the first one we have is the Beyond Lemuria. Unique gifts. So here I am showing off some of my unique gifts of being in the garden, and I'm going to be showing you how to use crystals and coffee, my two favorite C's in the world, how to put it in your soil to make your plants a lot happier. So unique gifts. What kind of unique gifts do you have that maybe they were even idiosyncrasies or quirks or the things that kind of made you an oddball, especially in school or something when you're growing up? Well, these are going to be the gifts that will follow you through, just like that vision I had so many years ago. 1996 I saw this coming. So these unique visions, these unique gifts that you've had all this time, it is time to bring them out and dust them off and let the world see them. And if not, you don't want to let the world see them, start using them to your own advantage. They're not weaknesses. They're we got to stop worrying about what other people think. We give so much power away when we worry about people judging us, laughing at us. We have to be true to ourselves, and that is the most important message. Which brings me to the medicine card, which is the dog card. It's all about loyalty and being loyal to yourself. Being loyal to your own inner truth. Of course, this South Node in Scorpio is going to be bringing that up, and Taurus, the North Node in Taurus, is going to really ask us to live it. Like I'm literally sitting my butt down on a piece of cardboard, by the way, in my own garden. On the earth. I'm going to be digging my hands in the earth. This is one of my garden crystals. Not for sale, sorry, but yeah, I mean, I'm offering crystals to you guys so you can have something solid for you to work with the earth, to work with this piece of the earth. I even got garden crystals available, little bags here that you can use to put in your plants. So, you know, I make sure that no matter whether I'm gardening, I compost my stuff. If I go crystal hunting, I use every little piece, either in the garden or, you know, if it's not, you know, if it's not perfect, like everybody wants those perfect ones, I find a use for them. And what I don't need, I offer to everybody else. Okay, so I'm just honoring the earth by making sure that it all gets used. There's nothing wasted, and that's how I honor my truth, and to keep everything sustainable and honor the earth for offering me these wonderful things. And a living all my life is through gardening, and doing this as well. So and another thing is, with dog, a lot of times, again, we want to be accepted by other people. We want to be the other people's approval, but that will take us so much off our path and away from our true self. So the dog does ask you to sit down and make sure everything's in alignment with your higher self and who you are, being true to yourself and your own unique gifts. Your higher self, when you were designing your contract for this life, created you perfectly, exactly as you are, co-created you perfectly with God, Goddess, all that is, to make you this particular type of being in these times. And you are wired, each and every one of you out there, especially if you're powerful dreamers, this time to bring up that gift, to use it in service, because that's another thing that the dog represents, to be in service to others as well as yourself, not just self-serving, but the dog is a very loyal servant. And I would say not, and it, okay, a little bit of Mercury retrograde still left over. I'm stumbling over my words, but dog asks, who is your master? Who are you being loyal to? And remember, these are the days and the times where you can no longer serve two masters. So there's this big choice. I feel a really big choice coming up, and I'm about to, another video I'm going to work on after this garden video is about, I got a download last week about 2/22, February 22nd, and then I'm hearing it come up in other ways. But so I believe Spirit, you know, all of those around us really are giving us strong messages about February 22nd. So really, I'm hearing very strongly is to be solid on the path, whatever your path is. Okay. All right. The last card we have is move your body. You got to move it, move it. You got to move it, move it. Whoop. And that's pretty self-explanatory. We've all been sitting around too much. Some of us may be stuck inside from all the winter weather and all that. So dance, breathe, flow. Again, how long has it been since you danced and laughed and sang? We all need our joy back. You know, I look at the TV, if any, I keep it off at my house unless I'm watching YouTube or something, you know, or Netflix or something like that. Otherwise, so, but if I am around somewhere and I see the news on, one of the thoughts I have of the TV is, you took my joy, I want it back. You took my joy, I want it back. I believe that's a Lucinda Williams song. If you took my joy, I want it back. That's a pretty interesting one. So move your body, get your joy back, get that energy flowing. Okay, so there's the reading part of this video, and stay tuned for the gardening section. All right, so I'm going to be putting in some insights while I'm gardening. So the reading isn't over, but I want to bring a few other my skills for here. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to go set up the garden, and I'll be right back with you. Bye-bye. All right, hello everybody. Welcome to Mystic Hawk Gardens, and I have a special treat for you guys. I needed to till in my garden, and we just had a big snow. And snow, when it melts into your garden, fixes a whole lot of nitrogen into the soil, which is awesome. Another thing that I do to enhance the nitrogen is coffee grounds. Yeah, so I have one of those little pour through Melita type filters. I have the little mesh screen, so I just knock off my coffee into here. And you know, after about a month, I pretty much filled up this little area, and this needs to be tilled in. Coffee grounds are excellent source to recycle these, is excellent source for nitrogen to put back in the soil. Not only that, the earthworms absolutely love it. So if you want to feed your earthworm friends, and yes, they are our friends in the garden, put some coffee grounds in there and give them something to eat. They love it. They absolutely do. And they're be coming up to the surface on these warm days. So I want to till all these coffee grounds in so the earthworms can have something to eat. And what I do is just dump it out right there in the garden. There's that. So, and in addition to that, what I have from my crystal digging, like I was saying earlier, I don't like to waste anything. Just like if I was a hunter and I got a deer, I would want to make sure I used, just like my Native American ancestors did, want to use every part of that deer. So when I come home from the crystal digging, I feel like I'm in a really sacred space, especially some of these places that I go out to in the woods. It's very, very sacred ancestral ground. And I leave offerings, food, you know, for the animals, a little tobacco, pinch of tobacco before I even start digging. So I collect everything, and I have a great respect for these crystals. They have really saved my butt during this pandemic. If I not, you know, they've been very healing. This is my big buddy here again in the garden, so he's helping us out today. So I really do appreciate them and have a great respect for them, and to bring them out to you guys. You know, I have a passion for it. I like talking about them. Yeah, I'd love to sell some. That would be awesome if you want to buy some, but I'm always going to be talking about them because that's one of the things I do. And another thing I do is garden. So what I do, what I like to do with some of my leftovers, and I have some available, some garden crystals available, not many. Take some little crystals like this, little pieces. See? No need to throw these away or throw them out in the driveway where nothing grows. You know, you want to put them, these are kind of like sacred little light seeds. They have wonderful energy. The plants seem to love them. I have now I haven't done an actual study, and I have a degree in plant science, and I guess I could do a study on it, but I have noticed personally that my plants absolutely love it. Oh shoot, well, hold that thought. Well, I'll get back to you in a minute. So I have a little house plant over here. I'll be right back. There she is. She likes the shade, so I didn't want to leave her out in the sun. But see, if you notice in here, I have put all kind of little crystals. I transplanted this in November. Look how gorgeous it is. She absolutely loves her crystals. And this plant was pretty pitiful before I repotted it. I needed to transplant it, gave it a lot better soil, gave it some food, put some crystals, and I even mixed some of these smaller crystals into the soil. You can do that. The smaller ones are good for potted plants, but you can use the big ones for gardens too. The plants actually love it. So, okay. Let me slow down the mouth motor here and get back to the thing. So that's good for potted plants. And even if you don't want to mix it in your soil, one of the things I do is just fill in the bottom. And I like that. I don't know if you can see that. So we have several. It just makes a little layer in the bottom. Really helps with the drainage. And again, the frequency and vibration, the plants love the good energy. Or you can mix it up in the soil, and you only need about a handful. So a pound or two of this can go quite a ways. All right. So what I'm gonna do, put these aside. I'm gonna take some of my bigger rocks that I have. This is probably about the medium size. There's a few large ones in here. We'll save those for the top. And I just kind of toss them in here. And I can till. A lot of times I'll go ahead and till. I'm just doing the hand tilling right now to get the coffee grounds mixed in really good. I've been working on this soil. These are raised beds. All my beds are organic. There's going to be carrots going in here probably after the 15th of February, just to make sure we don't have any of those big deep freezes. They can handle a little bit of freeze because carrots do that, but I was told by Spirit to wait a few more days, so that's what I'm going to do. But today was a beautiful day, and I wanted to get this all mixed in. If you have some good organic fertilizer or anything, this is a good time to put that in as well. And just mix it in, especially if you have mulch on the top. One thing about mulch is that it will take away from the nitrogen in the soil as it breaks down. A lot of people think mulch compost, but it actually takes a lot of the mycelium, the fungus that breaks the mulch down, that usually puts out the nitrogen into the soil, gets busy working on the mulch. So that's why I'm going to add a little extra nitrogen with the coffee grounds. Okay. All right. So basically that's it. And then again, take a few more of these crystals and just sprinkle them about, just to kind of give the roots that little extra love and energy with the intention you put them, even though these don't have points. I do have garden crystals with points. They still put out a wonderful vibration. My plants love them. I wouldn't put them in my own garden if I didn't believe in it, and if I didn't like it, right? If my plants didn't like it. Whew. It's not easy talking and working at the same time. But Spirit, I had to do the gardening. Spirit said to get out here, and so that's what I'm doing. All right. So there you go. That's a little bit of gardening with the Mystic Hawk. Get a little horticulture knowledge in with your reading today. And let's see. Hold on just a second. Let me get all this mixed in, and I'll get back with you with a little follow-up. Now, wasn't that a you better move it kind of workout? I put my money where my mouth is. The card said you got to move it. That's what I did. I moved it. I tell you what, working with that Maddox will give you quite a workout. Whew. So let's see what the tarot cards have to say now that we got this part of the garden done. Like I said, I made a deal with Spirit. I had to get the garden work done, and I'll do the tarot readings at the same time. This is the first time ever in my life I've sat in the middle of a garden like this and done a reading. We have the Knight of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Also somebody coming to bring you an offer. It could be an offer of love. We're getting very close to that Valentine's Day, aren't we? But if it's not an offer of love, it could be an offer to do something that you love, a job that you will love a lot more. Like the dog card was saying, being true to yourself brings the situation where someone like the Knight of Cups would say, hey, I have something for you to do. I have an offer for you, okay? Perhaps they saw you doing a particular skill that you don't always tell someone. Just like I showed off my gardening skills. Somebody may come and say, you don't live far from me and I need some garden work. You know, that kind of thing. So, next in line, we got the Knights on board. We got the Knight of Pentacles. Well, what is he? He is nothing but a gardener. It's time to start tilling the fields just like I did. Remember, everything in my reading, it is part of the dream that I'm weaving. Talking about dreamers, and yes, I'll get back to the dreamy kind of things. This is very symbolic of what I just did, is I'm letting you people know through my own actions, using my own unique talents, skills, and abilities to show you that it's time to till the field, to plant the new seeds. And it's going to be a cycle. Things will not manifest right away. It's usually 3 to 6 months from the time you plant a seed until you get a harvest. Some of them even longer. If it's a fruit tree, you might be waiting a few years. But there's always that cycle involved, and this is the planting of the seed cycle. Perhaps you're at another cycle where you're harvesting something from last season, or you're using some of the fruits of your labor from last season to replant those seeds. So very much a time of planting that earth, planting in the earth again. North Node and Taurus, you know, Taurus is all about gardening, growing that food, having that lush. You should see this place when everything in June and July and my garden is full. It's quite beautiful out here, and all of it's food. I share it with my neighbors and friends, family, when I have extra. And yes, it is kind of like that 10 of Wands situation. Also, it's kind of warning us, you know, there's some burdens. There's going to be a few of those wands you're going to have to put down. We can't keep doing this forever, carrying all this. And I tell you what, here I am. I made an Instagram video doing YouTube videos and gardening. Yeah, I kind of feel that way a little bit today. And I can't make this up. Gardening is hard work, especially when you're starting out building new beds and stuff. And it usually, after a while, it gets easier after you've gotten most of your main beds set up and your infrastructure down. So there you go. It's a time of picking it up, hard work, but you're rising to the challenge. And look at this next card here. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Can't make this up. What are we talking about? Planting seeds. Time to plant seeds in the garden, and there will be a little time of wait. So we're gonna have to have a little patience in the process. Just like you guys had a little patience with me while you were watching the garden segment. But like I said, I wanna bring added value, not just with the crystals. You know, there's tarot readings. I've been doing that off and on for about, well, 30 plus years, but on YouTube for off and on about 3.5 years. So, and the only reason I left because I had to go do some things to take care of my spirit, myself first, before I brought any more messages to you guys. That's what Spirit had me do. So, we all have things in the family we got to deal with, right? So, here we go. Next card. They say one more, and I'll let y'all go. I'll let y'all go here in a second. Oh yeah, they did want me to show you. If you would like some garden rocks, I should have them up and listed on Etsy or my website. Either one, just as safe to buy on my website as Etsy. Yes, you will get the stuff, but if you prefer Etsy, that's great. I got a 2-pound bag of the large garden rocks. This is a 1-pound bag of the mediums. So this is like what 1 pound looks like. This is 2 pounds because they're not really expensive, but the shipping will be expensive. But if you're on Etsy, all my orders over $35 free shipping. So if you want to get a nice crystal for yourself and throw in some for your plants, there you go. There you go. And here's the 1 pound small bag. So I have about 25 pounds of this set aside. Now, if the garden ladies from the local garden club doesn't scoop them all up, there might just still be some available. Of course, every time I go dig crystals, there's always more. So there you go. There's that. And the plants love them. They really do. I'm amazed after the transplanting that the plants really recovered quite quickly with the crystals. So, one more card for the collective. Any more messages? You want to use your own unique gifts, move that body, and stay loyal and true to your purpose. Now we have, what is it, the night party? Night, you're sitting here in broad daylight. We got a night party here. I mean, the Knight of Wands reversed. Made me cough. We know who this fella is. That fiery sign. He's here today, gone tomorrow. Kind of Mr. Come and Go. That's what we're going to call him, right? Yeah, that's who he is. Mr. Come and Go. I don't know if any of you are in this kind of area of the country. Near the Oklahoma area, we got convenience stores by that name. Okay. But anyway, this is, you know, needing to get up, take the initiative. Perhaps you feel a little slow, not knowing which way to go, maybe not having motivation. Again, get grounded. That's another thing that I do, not only just with the crystals, but work with the earth. It's just very grounding. And hopefully some of that grounded energy that I just stirred up here in the earth is translating to you, that help you ground so you can turn this fellow around and move forward. Now, if this is a person in your life, you know, that's that fuck boy, fuck girl, excuse my language, but, you know, it's not going to be anything serious. That might be who is leaving the situation, or even within your own self, your own energy of feeling stagnant and not able to move. We did have the Knight of Pentacles. That would be Mars and Capricorn. Mars and Capricorn wants to fight for and build something solid, and leaving behind that more wishy-washy energy. Okay, here we go. Last two. We have the Page of Swords, so that's investigating, studying, research. Could be spying. That would be an air sign. Could be a younger air sign as well. And then we have the reverse Page of Pentacles. There's some kids involved here. Okay, I see it. The Page of Pentacles reversed. Now this could be some waiting on a message. Some people may be waiting on a job to come through. Messages about a job, messages about a situation. Again, we're talking about planting. I've got my gardening tarot out here. It's like the seeds that you planted, they may not all come up. What I'm hearing, it's kind of like when we save seeds, you can't save them for more than 2 or 3 years, usually only a year, because you know they do lose their viability and not all the seeds will germinate and come up. So it is, and again, it goes with that parable of the seeds that we spread upon the ground. Are they on the gravel? Did they fall on the rocks? Or on the nice fertile soil where they'll actually grow? You want to make sure to, you know, if you have some seeds that fallen off the path or out of your garden, make sure that you're planting your seeds in fertile soil. So the environment that you're in, the people that you're around, the work environment, all of these things, make sure that they're in alignment with who you are, and to be loyal to that. Okay, Spirit says that's it. Yub it up. That's all, folks. I don't want this video to go too long, but something a little different and interesting. This is the time to get out there and try something different. And welcome to the garden, everybody. If you do like garden videos, please leave a comment down below and let me know. Give me a thumbs up or something. I'll bring more to you. Again, if you had a simple gardening question that I could answer online on a video, I'd be happy to do that. Just ask me the question in the comments. All right, thank you, dreamers, and I hope you dream up a wonderful garden for you, whatever that means. Bye bye now, and sweet dreams.